Alright guys, welcome back to Crypto Harmonics. Today is Saturday, November the 11th, and in today's video we're going to take a look at, as Bitcoin has this correction here, and you can see it bouncing on a trend line right now, which altcoins have I been using to hedge against this Bitcoin downturn. And so I'll show you guys on the charts why I picked these coins and what I'm looking at price-wise for them in the future. And then secondly, I want to show you my third portfolio, which I've done my low risk, my medium risk, and now I want to show you guys a high risk portfolio that I put together for people that really want to speculate in the cryptocurrency markets. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I want to look at a few cryptocurrencies that I'm using to hedge against Bitcoin's kind of downturn that it's having right now. And so, and no, it's not Bitcoin Cash. I'm missing out on that. I'm going to sit on the sidelines on that one. The first one is Liske. So we talked about this in the last video that I was buying up Liske around here. And this was going to be my first area of resistance. I may take a little profit here, but I really have no reason to sell Liske right now. Especially with this last little run up. I think relative to Bitcoin, I think it still has room to move up. I think on the dollar, it's around 570 right now. When we bought in down here, it was around 470. So I got in at such a good price relative to Bitcoin here. I have no reason to even think about selling Liske right now. So I'm going to continue holding that. Let's look at some of the other ones that I'm using to quote unquote hedge against Bitcoin. Okay, so the second altcoin I'm using to hedge against a Bitcoin downturn right now is Monero. And I've been in Monero actually for a little while now, so I had to endure a little bit of pain. Bitcoin's still coming down and riding this down here. But now it's starting to come up, and it's coming up into my first area that I think it'll find a little resistance. And then here's my second target right here. And this is relative to Bitcoin. So I'm also watching Monero on the US dollar, right? And I have a pattern here as well for an actual exit. So I might be looking. I'll definitely be watching it as it gets close to this 144, 145, 143, somewhere in there kind of range. And I'll be looking at, what it looks like on the chart relative to Bitcoin as well. See if I'm running up into two areas of resistance at the same time. When I have confluence like that, it's usually a pretty good indicator to go ahead and switch some Monero, either go into fiat or go back into Bitcoin, one or the other there. So, so that's the second one I'm looking at. And then let me show you the third one. Okay, so the third one I'm using is Dash here. And you can see this is relative to the dollar. Let's see. And I have a bearish cipher pattern that's popped up on here. And if we kind of zoom in, you can see where at $340 it was a signal to sell. And it did actually retrace to a place that I would have taken profits if I was back and forth trading this. But since I'm thinking more long term and holding, the bullishness of these candles, these huge wicks getting sucked back up, and every time there's selling pressure it gets bought right back up, is indicating to me that this is going higher, even though I do have this bearish signal here with this cipher pattern. So but it very well could find a little bit of resistance in this area still. So it may hang out in this area for a few days, but overall, I still think it's a great hedge against Bitcoin kind of having a downturn. And we can look at it relative to Bitcoin as well. And one of the things I like to do when you have this huge move like this, just take a simple retracement here. And I like this 382. And it hasn't even hit that yet. You can see it's still got, let's draw a line here. also like this 618 as well. So let's look at this real quick. Take this off, and we'll kind of see percentage wise, to get to just the 382, which I think is a pretty safe bet. It's going there. That's another 9% move for Dash relative to Bitcoin. And then to get to the 618 is about a 37% move. So you can really get some pretty decent returns by holding Dash over Bitcoin right now. Okay, and then last but not least is Litecoin. So one of the things I'm watching with Litecoin relative to Bitcoin is this old area of support that sometimes becomes resistance. So we'll see if it has issues breaking through that. I think we're due a move up into this range here, possibly a 618 retracement off of this, which is going to land us around here. Because I think Bitcoin had this huge move up, and this is, Litecoin not going with it. And so I think it's Litecoin's turn. I think some capital should probably flow into Litecoin. I love using Litecoin as a cash payment system because of the low fees and how quick the confirmations are and stuff. So, I don't really have a need for Bitcoin Cash. I wish some of the capital that's flowing into Bitcoin Cash would flow into Litecoin. We'd see triple digit Litecoin really quick. So I think the market, and that's kind of my bet here, right? Is that the market is going to say, you know what, Litecoin deserves some love now. So let's get some capital flowing into Litecoin now. All right, so the last altcoin I want to look at on the charts here, and then we'll go, I'll show you guys my high risk cryptocurrency portfolio, is Ethereum Classic, because it's just making this massive run up. I was looking at this green line. I think I posted this in the Slack as well. So I was waiting for a close above that green line. You got this close here, and what I actually ended up doing was switching Ethereum over to Ethereum Classic. So this was right around the time they had that that hack and stuff going on, and I was just like, you know what, it hadn't been moving my way, so I took a portion. I didn't take all of it, but I took a portion, a good portion of my Ethereum, and switched it over to Ethereum Classic. And a few other altcoins, but a majority of it went to Ethereum Classic. Obviously, it's being pumped right now. I don't think there's really any news unless y'all know something I don't know. But I'm actually not even going to sell it here. I'm going to wait and see if we can get to this $21 to $22 range right here. That would be where I'd be looking to sell it there. It may not get there. It may fall back again and take some time, but I'm going to hold it. It's part of my portfolio anyways, so it just became a little bit bigger part over the last couple days, and it's paying off really well today, obviously. But then if we get around here, I think I'll look at offloading a good majority of it. We can see relative to Bitcoin too. I have this target right here, so I'd probably be looking at the top of this range relative to Bitcoin. So Ethereum Classic, that's what I'm kind of looking for. We're at 19. I'm looking for 21 to 22.50, somewhere in there for a price target. Okay, so if you've been following along, you know I did a low risk, a medium risk, and now this is my high risk. And I'm not going to do like an in-depth analysis on each of these coins and why I chose them. I'm just going to show you briefly what I did, how much percentage, and a little bit maybe why. But we start right here with Bitcoin at 10%, Litecoin at 15%. And the reason being, I think you can get better returns with Litecoin because I think it's undervalued relative to Bitcoin, which we've already talked about. And then BitShares, we've talked about BitShares before on this channel. Such a cool ecosystem there. I really need to do another video on them because I've been loving using their decentralized exchange. Steam gets 12% for me because it has a functioning platform. You can use Steam. It's not just in concept. It's an actual functioning cryptocurrency, and so I really like I like that aspect of Steam. So you get a good chunk of your portfolio, 45% given over to those 4 big ones right there. And then let's see, let's start right here. We got game credits. So I want to group 3 together, okay? Game credits, Funfair, and First Blood. And together, those 3, they get 20% of my portfolio, 6% to game credits, 8% to Funfair, 6% to First Blood. So, and they each want to do something a little bit different. Let me go to game credits here. So you can see on their website here, they want to be the universal currency for the gaming world. And, how big is the gaming world? 2.6 billion people. That's a lot of people. So we have, $100 billion gaming industry. Everybody knows the gaming industry is big, esports big, and that's why I'm giving a good portion of my high-risk portfolio to these guys. If they can actually become the currency between games, and I know a lot of these games have in-game tokens, but if this can become the currency used to purchase those in-game tokens instead of debiting microtransactions off your debit or credit card, these guys could be huge. They are tapping into a huge network there. So and really, I mean, let's be real, if they get a couple of these popular gamers to start promoting it, everyone's going to follow. And so I think this whole industry is really screaming for not just blockchain, but cryptocurrencies as well. And the other one I allotted 6% to is along the same lines. It's more specific in just the esports side of it. So it actually as a sport, so in head-to-head competition and stuff like that, we can see, let me see if I think I have their website. So you can see they have a game right now, Dota 2, and I'm sure they're going to be adding more as they go. You guys can go through their website and look and see kind of what they want to do. I'm not a gamer, so a lot of this stuff, is really foreign to me, but I understand there's a market for it. And so, and I really like the concept of what they want to do. So that's why I'm allotting 6% to that. And Funfair, is another one that I think I'm giving, I gave 8% to Funfair. It's not so much the esports, but the online casino kind of stuff, online games, like casino games. So yeah, check their website out. They got some really cool stuff, and kind of a breakdown of how Funfair works in the actual platform. And how the tokens work and everything like that. I think it's another really cool concept, huge market that I think is asking for cryptocurrencies and blockchain. And then I have 8% here for Particle. If you guys aren't familiar with Particle, I might actually do a video on them because I really like some of the stuff. But basically a decentralized Amazon peer-to-peer marketplace. It's also a proof of stake coin with pretty decent returns for staking it. So I really like Particle. So if you're going to put, part of this portfolio to Particle, make sure to stake it as well, so you can grow your Particle holdings as they increase in value as well. And then Melonport is like a competitor to Economy. Most people have heard of Economy, but Melonport is about, I want to say, about 1/10 the value of Economy right now. If they can compete and actually do some of the same things, I think in 2018 is when they want to be up and running, I believe. And so I think huge value could come into Melonport with that. And then the last two, you have Cloak Coin with 9%, and this gives you a little slice of the pie of the privacy coin, and a really undervalued privacy coin in my opinion. From everything I've read and heard, Cloak Coin actually has really good tech behind it, and we know with coins like the most popular privacy coin I believe is Monero, and it's worth $1.5 billion or such right now. So in Cloak Coin, I think has a market cap of around 20 or 30 million dollars. So huge potential to grow with Cloak Coin. And then the last, but not least, is Mysterium. And I think this is a really undervalued cryptocurrency right now. Last I checked, it had a market cap of around 10 or 11 million dollars. That's it. And they want to do like private VPN services. So um, it's a very ambitious project. So that's why I gave it 5% because what they want to tackle is huge. But if they can be even just a little bit successful with that market, and it becomes a functioning thing, this market is massive. So they could see huge rise there. So that's pretty much it. That's my high risk portfolio there. So I hope this helps you guys. That's really my main goal with this. I just want to kind of show you some options that you have here with cryptocurrency. Go do your own research. As always, look up these coins and learn about them and see if it's something that you think as well is worth investing a little money in. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you next time.